Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. Let me ask you a question. Can you save 15% on energy bills by encapsulating your crawl space? I'm going to dive into that. Stay tuned. If you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about everything related to insulation, encapsulation, waterproofing. We hope you'll subscribe to our channel, ring that notifications bell, follow us on Facebook, check out our DIY store and our franchise opportunities. I recently read an article, and the article was basically stating that if you encapsulate your crawl space, it's going to save you money. And I wanted to go into that just a little bit because I'm not sure that's correct. And let me quote what the article said. It said, your HVAC system could be saving you 15 to 25% or more off your energy bills if the space beneath your home was encapsulated efficiently. Now, that's a bold statement, right? I wish that I could tell homeowners that they would be saving 15 to 25% on their energy bills if they encapsulated crawl spaces. So let's dive into some of that. Here's what the Energy.gov says about saving money on your utility bills, okay? They said air sealing leaks can save you 5 to 30% on your utility bills. Now again, those leaks could be anywhere. They weren't specific. They just said air sealing leaks, right? So that could be a leak around the door, you know, the main door coming into your house. That could be the crawl space door. That could be between the crawl space and the floor. That could be between the attic and the living space. They weren't really specific, but they're talking about air sealing could save you 5 to 30%. They go on to say that adding insulation to an attic, crawl space, basement, or exterior walls in conjunction with air sealing could also save you money, but they don't say how much. They say no savings value given, but it says, and I quote, to help keep your house cool in the summer and warm in the winter, increase your home's insulation is one of the fastest and most effective ways to reduce energy waste. And I totally agree with that. But it doesn't really give you a savings value when you mixed air sealing and proper insulation. And then they go on to say that you should certainly air seal the ductwork. And I'm a huge believer in air sealing ductwork. It makes sure that the air being produced by your heating and air system is actually going to the rooms intended. Okay, it would be kind of like you driving down the road, filling your tank up with gasoline or diesel or whatever it is you put in there, and then you having a cut in your gas line and you're leaking it all over the road, you know, you're not going to be getting the full miles per gallon that was intended. So that's kind of the way you need to think about your HVAC system, right? If the air ducts are leaking, all of that conditioned air is not making it to the end. So you need to make sure you air seal those ductworks. But here's what they say. Make sure they are straight and properly connected. Many duct systems are not insulated properly or have gaps or holes where air can leak out. You can lose up to 60% of your heated air before it reaches the register if your ducts are not insulated and air sealed and they travel through unheated spaces such as attics and crawl spaces. It's one thing for you to lose that cool and warm air if your ductwork's going through the wall. Maybe you're on a slab and you got ductwork going through the wall, or your basement has ductwork in a chase or something like that. It's something else if that ductwork's going through an unconditioned crawl space or an unconditioned attic, and then all of that air is leaking out of the system. So that's one of the probably best ways you can start to see an energy savings is by starting with that air sealing of the ductwork. The bottom line is I really couldn't find anywhere on the Energy.gov website that says that encapsulating a crawl space is going to save you 15% to 25% as stated in that article. And the interesting thing about that is most crawl space encapsulation companies don't air seal and they don't insulate. I can't tell you how many competitors we've gone up against where they've told the homeowner, oh, if you'll just throw plastic up, it insulates the wall. There is no R value attached to plastic to my knowledge. Now, granted, there may be a little tiny bit of R value, but keep in mind that most plastic is only, 12 mil to 20 mil thick, where, R19 fiberglass is 6 inches thick, okay? Foam board, our R10 foam board is 2¼ inch thick. And it's R10. You can get some foam boards at 2 inches thick depending on how they process them, but I don't see a lot of R value coming from any kind of foam board or anything, especially for contractors that aren't even insulating and air sealing the crawl space already. So you want to make sure you take caution whenever that inspector sitting across the table from you trying to get you to hire them, and they tell you that you're going to see huge energy savings of 15 to 25%. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking the opposite is true. All right, you're not really going to see probably a whole lot of energy savings if your crawl space is encapsulated properly. You may see no uptick in your energy at all, or you could see an uptick in the use of energy because we just added a couple of sump pumps and a dehumidifier, which you didn't have before. Those things take energy to run, okay? Especially if you installed it, right now when the energy seems to be going up anyway. So those of you that encapsulated your crawl space last year, I don't think you saw a whole lot of energy savings last year compared to this year, correct? So don't encapsulate the crawl space based on energy savings. I would encourage you, if you're looking for a reason, encapsulate that crawl space based on comfort. All right, whenever you air seal that crawl space, you insulate it properly, you should have less drafting coming up into the house. The air should be warmer because I'm creating that thermal break at the foundation wall versus trying to separate that cold air of the crawl space from the warm air of your living space with subfloor insulation. So I would focus on comfort, but here's some other reasons why you should air seal and encapsulate the crawl space. It's going to improve indoor air quality. That to me is the number one reason why we even do crawl space encapsulation, is to improve that indoor air quality, to control that humidity, to address that mold if it's present or prevent it from happening in the first place. While properly insulating, and then also to prevent foundation problems, squeaking floors, your floor joists get eat up by mold, or to deter termites because now it's not a wet, nasty mess, or to deter pests. Now, does that mean you won't have termites? Absolutely not. Does it mean you won't have pests? Absolutely not. It's just we're trying to deter those things from happening. Does it mean you won't have mold? Absolutely not. What if you get a plumbing leak from the toilet and it saturates that subfloor and the dehumidifier can't dry that subfloor out? You're going to have mold right there. Okay, so there's nothing that crawl space encapsulation does that is absolute. Okay, but what it does do is it creates an environment that is healthy, and the indoor air quality in the crawl space is healthy. Therefore, it's not pushing a bunch of radon and mold and different things like that up into your living space. So again, forget the energy savings. If you do it because of energy savings, you're going to be disappointed. Do it for comfort, air quality, structural integrity. That is the reason why I would choose to encapsulate my own crawl space, and I hope that's the reason why you would call Crawl Space Ninja to encapsulate your crawl space. I'm Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. We hope you make it a happy and blessed day. By the way, if you learned anything from this video, I hope you'll like this video down below, and I'll see you later.